This is Newcap News.
Well, quite the political conversation right here in the border city. Battleford's Lloydminster MP Jerry Ritz holding a roundtable discussion with members of the community. From infrastructure to agriculture, our Brian Lentz has more on what was top of mind.
To try and get anywhere near moving on those types of things soon isn't going to happen.
That's what MP Jerry Ritz had to say at the Chamber of Commerce about the likelihood of federal funding for Lloydminster infrastructure projects.
We're seeing the federal government push the infrastructure spending off into years 4, 5, and 6, which are beyond this mandate.
He adds the city has a greater chance of receiving money sooner if it partners with nearby communities.
They look at regional commitments, and maybe it's time to partner up and get economies of scale by drawing in some of the smaller communities that rely on some of Lloydminster services already.
Ritz also addressed concerns about foreign investment in the agriculture industry, saying there is a role for them to play.
They like the idea of being able to capture product from Canada, not necessarily own the ground. The risk is there. Let farmers do what farmers do best, and then they take advantage of it after that.
As for international trade, he says Canada needs to ratify the Trans-Pacific Partnership with or without the Americans.
So we've got a middle class in China that's growing at the amount of the population of Canada each and every year. 35 million people added to their middle class. So there's a huge demand for westernization of. So tremendous opportunities in that market. Japan is a more mature market, but a premium market.
Brian Lentz, Newcap News.
Residents descended upon City Hall Thursday night to get a better idea of how the city plans to fund the aging stormwater system. A proposed fee would see an additional charge on residents' water bills.
I think the understanding is there. Tough one is it's going to take a little money, and I think anybody can realize that if your car breaks down, you have to fix it. In our case, the stormwater system is broke. We do need to do some fixing.
This model is really very simple based on the size of your lot. There's lots of formulas and lots of models, and you could create yourself a monster, or you can work with what you have in your database, and this was data that we have.
The formula the city plans to use would see 99% of residential properties paying an extra $13 per month on their water bill, a maximum of $480 depending on the size of the property. The funding would go towards stormwater operations and the 9 capital projects planned to upgrade the aging system at a cost of $57 million. A small percentage would go to help build some savings, an idea that's sitting well with residents.
I really like the idea of definitely setting up a reserve, even if it means it costs a little bit extra every month. It's a great idea to kind of get ahead, save some money up.
Some of the damage to the older system includes sinkholes, worn away and shifting pipes, as well as issues with capacity. A new radio app is now playing in North America as it streams over 400 Canadian stations anytime, anywhere, and Newcap Radio has joined the playlist.
On Real Country 95.9, I'm Kayla Abraham. This is your Real Country request line.
The free app allows people to listen live to any AM or FM station across the country. Only thing you need is Wi-Fi.
I think this is big because people are listening to the radio differently. I think it's big because technology is moving us away from towers and moving us more towards the digital era. And that's what's going to keep radio connected to people.
Big names in broadcasting and even everyday people are showing their excitement about how easy it is to use, like the features like alarms, what's in my area, and even a favorites list. But the major benefit is for those who want to stay connected.
I think people who want to be connected to their home would be the people who would love this app. People who are traveling and they want to find out what is going on at home. People who have moved away from home and they had a favorite radio station back home.
As the app is still fresh, there's still some bugs to be worked out. However, they're looking forward to improving and adding some more features. Well, another area where technology is changing the game is in precision harvesting. Gerard Lampow has more.
And I also spoke in depth on combine loss and minimizing it in order to maximize the amount of grain harvested.
Joel McDonald is a professional engineer and the program manager for Agricultural Development Services at the Prairie Agricultural Machine Institute based in Humboldt. He was speaking to producers in Melfort about the benefits to be had by using technology within harvesting equipment. For example, the new sensors on combines provide gains for precision harvesting.
It's important because you've spent all your time, energy and resources all year long to grow all that crop, and we want to make sure that you're getting 99% of it in your bin at the end of the year.
Canada's Agriculture Human Resource Council notes the labour gap in agriculture is costing $1.5 billion a year in lost sales as of 2014. By 2025, the labour shortfall will be some 114,000 jobs. McDonald sees the future of agriculture with autonomous vehicles. He points to the mining industry where this is already at play.
Even within agriculture, we've already got a lot of that technology there. The auto steer, we've got some auto feed rate control, basically cruise control for a combine.
McDonald says the industry is also benefiting from telematics, where the combine is sending data for a farm manager to review and make adjustments to how each combine is running in the field.
And then even vehicle-to-vehicle communication in the field, right? One combine is now talking more so to the other combine than it ever did before. The combine is talking to the grain cart more than ever before.
McDonald sees precision agriculture growing in the next 5 to 15 years. A new combine is still costing upwards of $500,000, but as the new technologies continue to integrate, the increased use of sensory equipment will become the new norm for minimizing combine loss.
Where it'll start to pay off is when people can realize a benefit either in increased production or decreased operating costs.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.
Well, the third Battle of the Badges is just 1 week away, and the rivalry is heating up. Angie Mellon tells us more about the RCMP and the fire department and how they're feeling leading up to the game.
This looks like just like a normal operational day at the Lloydminster RCMP detachment.
With the Battle of the Badges being days away, the competition is amping up between the RCMP and the fire department. And while the game is of course on their minds, so are the charities they're playing for.
It's a great family-oriented community event, and we raise money for 2 local charities. So the fire department this year, we've chose to support the Olive Tree, which is a great organization that is really doing a lot in the community.
This year, the group that we're going to be playing for is the Lloydminster and Area Drug Strategy. The good news for them is they'll be getting the larger donation amount, as we will be winning the hockey game. Again, as you can see, I have the trophy.
All proceeds will go towards the 2 charities, and tickets are available in 3 locations.
2 of them are inside of the RCMP building, whether you're up on the 2nd floor or here at the 1st floor, as well as at City Hall. Individual tickets are $10. Family tickets are $25 each. Kids 8 and under are free.
While both teams are busy getting ready for Battle of the Badges, which will be going on here at the Civic Center, they each found time to throw a little jab at each other.
We've been doing some rigorous training, and the fire department is ready to take the win.
I hear that the fire department is recruiting a brand new slate of volunteer firefighters. So if you have any type of hockey experience, whether that be in Timbits or Tom Thumb, please come out. You would definitely increase their skill level, so they're looking for you. If you know how to lay down on the ice and swing your stick, you'll be a massive improvement for them.
There are still plenty of tickets available, and it's looking to be a fun event, regardless of who you're cheering for.
It's really about getting the community together, highlighting emergency services, and really doing something good for the community.
Our goal is to have an event that is awesome for the family, something that people enjoy. Any type of amount of money that we get and be able to give to our charities is fantastic. Of course, we want to see more, so we want to encourage everybody to come out, buy tickets.
The game is a kickoff to the Rogers hometown hockey celebrations for that weekend. Puck drop is at 7 p.m. next Friday at the Civic Center. Angie Mellon, Newcap News.
The best elementary and middle school spellers from the Lloydminster Public School Division competed in the LPSD Super Speller Challenge at College Park this afternoon. It's the 3rd year students in grades 9 to 7 have been able to take part, along with those in grades 4 and 6. A round-robin format eventually whittled the competition down to 5 students per group. Co-organizer Cornelius Cron says the Spelling Bee stresses the importance of language and communication, as well as friendly competition.
It gives those students who excel in academics an opportunity to compete against one another and to experience that competition that they might not experience in other realms.
Around 400 words were in the bank for both groups, with several particularly difficult selections held for the later rounds.
We have words from all sorts of different languages. We have words that are polysyllabic and silent letters, etc. So we have a whole bunch of very challenging words that some of us on the organizing committee have had to look up.
Newcap's own Nicole Stilger served as the pronouncer for the bee. Ash Godden and Aparajita Raman were the elementary and middle school winners, respectively. Well, the comedy tour and a cutter rally are both planned for the Midwest this weekend. If you're looking for something to do, Heather Clagus has some tips on this week's edition of What's Happening.
Make sure you pick up your tickets now so that you don't miss out on a really cool hockey game that's going to be here at the Civic Center next Friday night, March the 10th. It's the Todd Gustafson Memorial Battle of the Badges. Your chance to see members of the Lloydminster RCMP take on members of the Lloydminster Fire Department and find out who's going to be victorious. In these two groups, there's a lot of trash talk that goes on before the game, and I think even during the game as well. You're guaranteed to be in for a fun game. Plus, it is a fundraiser. A portion of the proceeds are going to go to the Olive Tree. Pick up your tickets by stopping by City Hall and make sure you're here for the Battle of the Badges, March 10th. Coming up tomorrow night, you have got a great opportunity to laugh a whole lot at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. It's the Snowed In Comedy Tour. Your chance to see 4 comedians on one stage in one night, and a couple of them include Dan Quinn, who you may have seen on Just for Laughs, and also Pete Zedlacher, and in the past he has won Best Canadian Male Stand-Up. So an opportunity for you to have a really fun time out tomorrow night and laugh quite a bit too at the Vic Juba Community Theatre. This weekend, we want you to start your weekend by winning a copy of Little Big Town's brand new album, The Breaker. It includes their hit single, Better Man, which you've heard on Real Country 95.9, and also a great new song from them called Happy People. If you want to win, it's really easy. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontests@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. It's just a short drive to Marwayne. Make that drive tomorrow and you can check out the Marwayne Cutter Rally. The trail's going to open at 10 a.m. tomorrow and somebody's going to go home with the grand prize, a new cutter. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Clagus, and that's what's happening.
This is Newcap Sports.
It's been a season of change for the Lloydminster Bobcats. This time last year, the team was preparing for a deep playoff run as hosts of the RBC Cup. Fast forward to present day, and it's a completely different squad, including the coaching staff. On Wednesday, the Cats' old coach, Gord Thibodeau, made his final appearance at the Civic this season and was given a special honor. On February 3rd, Thibodeau earned his 833rd AJHL win in a 2-1 overtime thriller in Fort Mac, passing Don Phelps to become the winningest coach in league history. Before Wednesday's game, Thibodeau was honored by the Bobcats for his new record.
This is where I got my start. This is where I became a full-time coach, and it's always going to have fond memories for me. And there's still a lot of friends here, and I'm always proud of the fact that I was part of, not just the Blazers, but the Bobcats also. And those years have been special, and certainly last year with the RBC, it's nice to be part of that. And this is always a special community to come back to.
Thibodeau has been coaching in the AJ since 1994 and first landed in Lloydminster for the 97-98 season. Even with all his experience in the game, the lessons he learned in the border city are helping him in Whitecourt.
When you get to a team like Lloydminster and certainly Whitecourt and some of the teams that are striving to get there, without having had that history of success, it's getting the kids to believe. And that was something that took us a while last year, and it almost resulted in RBC. And that's a lesson I take forward with this team, is that, okay, listen, if we can get these guys to believe go playoff time, then we have as good a chance as anybody.